Two powerhouse teams, one drop location, one massive problem. What will happen in PMWI? That's what everyone is talking about this week, and for good reason. In their regions, A7 and Gaming Gladiators are not teams to be messed with, so when they come together, there's a bit of a boom within the community. Add having the same drop spot and very passionate fans to that mix, and you're going to be talked about a lot. How are A7 and the Gladiators actually going to figure out who gets to land in North Georgia Pole? In my opinion, these teams have three options. Each have their own merit, but entirely depend on the team's mindset and goals. The first option is to hash it out. It's easy. Use the first two Orangles to drop hot and assert your dominance over the other. But this play is incredibly risky in a short tournament like PMWI. It's only 18 games, so to risk going out first in two of those could mean a lot of strain on your points and your mentality. Add the fact that you're up against one of the biggest teams in the world on top of that, and this option suddenly feels like it's not an option at all. And if you're thinking that the Gladiators would have the upper hand in this, given A7's usual split, think again. A7 will not allow half their squad to disappear into a city with a very well-known and very public full squad right next to them. If they drop, they'll drop as 4 for the best chances of survival. The second option is to call a truce. This would be a very tense situation, but as long as both stay in their lanes and respect each other's space, it could work. A7 would keep to the west side and Gladiators to the east. The city is big enough where they'd be able to loot in peace, and when it's time to move on, A7 could rotate north through their usual split, and the Gladiators would keep their rotation east. The final feasible option is the obvious. One team bows out and goes elsewhere. Most likely this would be the Gladiators, simply because A7 never drop to any other location. In every single Orangle, they land or drive to North Georgia Pole. The Gladiators, on the other hand, are more flexible. They do have a secondary drop spot in Ferry Pier or Primorsk, but with the influx of teams on that coastline, they might be hesitant to use that. You also have to consider the drop clashes of other teams. These two aren't the only ones with the problem. These teams will most likely move along the coast, so Ferry Pier is out, as is Novo for the same reason. The Gladiators' best bet would probably be to take Yasnaya. It's currently free, and it has a similar vantage point to North Georgia. It's not in A7's best interest to move, and with South George taken, they'll be hesitant to go anywhere and jeopardize their flow and strategies. The Gladiators are more flexible, so we may see that come into play here. To me, these are the only three ways this could go, but there's still loads to discuss before the competition starts on July 11th. What action do you think A7 and Gladiators will take? What are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments what your opinion is and who you want to win this clash, and I'll see you in the event stream chat next week.